Okay, we're replacing just a regular old plug on the outside of a house with a GFI plug. So first thing you do, you make sure your power's off, and you clip these wires. Back in the old days, they used to just put the wires right back into the back of the outlet, so you can't really untwist the screw to get them out. It's got those little tabs, you can push something in there to pull it out, but I just clip them. And then you go ahead and get your strippers, and you strip off about a 1/2 inch wire. And that insulation sometimes is pretty tough, so you got to really give it a good tug. Make sure your strippers are pretty sharp, but even so, with those sharp strippers, there we go. Okay, so a lot of these newer plugs, the nicer plugs, instead of having to wrap it around the screw, they've got this little handy plate, so you can just actually put that wire straight underneath that plate. So you don't need to wrap it around a screw or anything like that. And so just make sure that you tighten it up real nice and snug. And so if you're wondering how to hook up a GFI, if this GFI is at the end of the line and it's not feeding any other plugs, you leave this sticker on here to cover these up, because you're not going to need to use these ones here on the bottom. You only are using the ones here on the top. So your neutral wire always goes on the same side as your ground screw. That's one easy way to remember it. But if you're looking at the plug straight on, your neutral always goes on your left, and you can tell because it's a silver screw, and your hot wire goes on the right, and you can tell because it's a brass screw. So there's like 3 different ways that you can kind of remember which side to put your neutral on. So same thing, you just put that wire right underneath that plate, just to make sure it's in as far as it'll go. And whoops, looks like I turned off the wrong breaker. But anyway, just make sure that's in there just as far as it'll go. So then once you've got that, I'm going to wrap some electrical tape around there. This is something that I always do in metal boxes, and it's nice to do just generally, just so you don't get any, if those screw heads, you don't want them touching any ground wires, you don't want them touching really anything else other than the box. So then you're ready to put it back in, and you just kind of tuck those wires back in the box, stuff them in, just kind of work that plug, make sure that it's kind of sitting straight on. And then we're going to do an in-use bubble cover. So they have a lot of different combinations, but we are going to do the rectangle, because rectangle is going to fit right there. So we just go like that, just like that. Okay, that's going to fit. But the key with these bubble covers is the screw that holds your plug in there also holds the bubble cover on. So you've got to pull these screws out. Pull these screws out, push that in. Figure on how you're going to swing it. We're probably going to swing it up like that. So then you're ready to put that screw all the way through your cover, through through the tabs on your plug and into your box. And then for the other side. And make sure that your gasket's on the back of your box there. There we go. And make sure you actually do get it in the screw hole of the box. Okay, then we can so here, most GFIs nowadays have a little button. So there you can see it's green. Like, I don't know if you can tell. Test it by pressing the black button. Turn that plug back on by hitting the red. And then we're gonna go ahead and do this. This is an in-use cover. So you can actually oh yeah, they give you a couple different ones here. So we're going to, since this plug is sideways, we're going to go ahead and have it come from the top. So it's going to swing open like that. And then here we're going to put in, since this one won't really be used, we'll put in a little cover thing right there. And there we go. We're ready to go. You're just ready to slide your extension cord up there, plug it in, go ahead and cover that up, and then it's all kind of nice contained. And I don't have any silicone caulk right now, but it would be nice to go ahead and put some silicone caulk around that. I'll do that tomorrow. So there you go. Swapping out a regular plug with an outdoor GFI plug. There you go.